Hello guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Kuli and today I'll be showing you how to crochet this beautiful heart. This pattern is not my original pattern. I got it from a lady here on YouTube who makes crochet tutorials. I just felt the need to make another video for a smaller size heart for those who need it. Okay, so this heart measures around 10 centimeters by 9 centimeters. Okay, so yeah, let's begin. So to begin, we are going to start with our slip knot, and then we chain 2. 1, 2. So now we make 1 single crochet in the second chain from the hook. So that's 1 and 2. Okay, so 1 single crochet, then we chain 1 and turn. For row 2, we make 3 single crochets in that very same stitch there. So 1, 2, 3. So for row 3, we are going to make 2 single crochets in the first stitch, 1 single crochet in the next stitch, and 2 single crochets in the last stitch. Okay, so let's do that. 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. So at the end of row 3, our stitch count is at 5. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we chain 1 and turn our work to begin row 4. So for row 4, we are going to make 2 single crochets in the first stitch, and then 1 single crochet in the next 3 stitches, and then 2 single crochets in the last stitch. Okay, so 1 and 2, then 1, 2, 3. 1 and 2. Okay, we chain 1 and 10. For row 5, we are going to make 2 single crochets in the first stitch, and then 1 single crochet in the next 5 stitches, and then 2 single crochets in the last stitch. Okay, so 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. So at the end of row 5, our stitch count should be at 9. Let's just make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, so we chain 1 and 10. So for row 6, we are going to make 1 single crochet in each stitch across. So at the end of row 6, our stitch count should still be at 9. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, make sure you do it loosely so that it doesn't curl up. So we chain 1 at the end and turn our work. So for row 7, we are going to make 2 single crochets in the first stitch, and then 1 single crochet in the next 7 stitches, and then 2 single crochets in the last stitch. So at the end of row 7, our stitch count will be at 11. Okay, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2. So let's just make sure we have 11 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right, so we chain 1 at the end and turn our work. So for row 8, we are going to make 11 single crochets across. So we do the same thing for row 8, 9, and 10. So at the end of row 10, we should still have 11 stitches. Okay, our stitch count should be 11 at the end of row 10. So I'll meet you here when we've completed our row 10. So I'm now at the end of row 10, and like I said before, our stitch count should still be 11. So let's just make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right, so we chain 1 and 10. So now we are going to start making our bumps on top here. So we start with the one on this side. So to do that, for row 11, we are going to make 1 single crochet in the next 4 stitches, in the first 4 stitches. So, and then we join the next 2 together. So let's make 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we are going to join the next 2 together. Okay, so to join, you just insert your hook in the next chain, you pull through, you insert your hook again in the following chain, you pull through, you yarn over and pull through all 3. So you've joined the 2 stitches together. Okay, so now we chain 1 and 10. For row 12, we are going to make 1 single crochet in the next 3 stitches and join the last 2 together. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Okay, so now we are going to join these last 2 together. So we insert our hook, we pull through, insert our hook again, we pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3. Then we chain 1 and 10. So now at the end here we have 4 stitches. So we are going to join 2 together and then we join the next 2 together. So let's do that. So at the end of row 13, our stitch count is now at 2. So we end there for this bump. So now we are just going to chain 1 and cut off our yarn here. Leave a tail that is long enough to weave in later. Okay, so we are done with this side. So now we have to make the other bump. To do that, we are going to join with new yarn. So we make our slip knot, we insert our hook in the last stitch there, and then in the slip knot, and then we pull through like so. Then we chain 1. Okay, so now we are going to make 1 single crochet in that very same stitch that we made our chain 1. So that's 1. So we are going to repeat the same thing we did on this side. So since we've already made our first single crochet, now we have to make 3 more single crochets and then join the next 2 together. So let's make 3 more. So just like we did on this side, first we start with 4 single crochets, 1 2 3 4, and then we join the next 2 together. So we have one that was not worked into, so we insert our hook into that one, we pull through, and then we insert our hook in the next one, which is the same one from this bump. So insert your hook in this middle part here. Okay, you pull through, and then you pull through all 3 loops. We chain 1 and turn. For the next row, we are going to make 3 single crochets, so 1 single crochet in the next 3 stitches, and then we join the last 2 together. So 1 2 3, then we join the last 2 together. So at the end of the row we should have 4 stitch counts. So we chain 1 and turn. So now we do the same thing we did on this side. We join the 2 together, and then we join the other 2 together. So at the end of the row our stitch count should be 2 1 2. Okay, so we chain 1, and then we switch our hooks to a smaller size. So now I'm using a 2.5 millimeter hook. Now we are going to begin to make the border around here. Okay, so we make 2 single crochets just to give the bump a nice rounded corner there, and then we make single crochets around. There are no real holes here, so you just insert your hook anywhere there's space to make a border. So we'll continue doing that until we've reached this point here. So I'll meet you at this point here. So I'm now approaching the end here. So what we're going to do here is we're going to make 1 single crochet, then we chain 1, then we make another single crochet just to give it nice pointed edge. Okay, then we continue to do the same thing like we did on the other side. So I'll be holding down this tail here to hide it. Okay, so we'll meet at this point. Okay, so once we reach the top here, we are going to do the same thing we did on this side. So we are going to make 2 single crochets on top here in one stitch, in this stitch, just to give it a nice rounded edge. Okay, okay, so now we are going to continue making the border up to this point here in the middle. So I'll be holding down this tail to hide it. So once we've reached this point here, we are going to insert our hook in that hole there, and then we slip stitch. Okay, so we continue making the border up to this point where we started. So I'll meet you back here once we've done that. Once we've reached the top here, we are going to insert our hook in the very first single crochet that we made on top, and then we make the slip stitch. All right, so now we are going to chain one, and then we are done. So that's what we have. We are just going to cut off here, leave a tail that is long enough to weave in later. And then hide all these tails that are hanging. All right, once you've hidden all the tails, you end up with something like this. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to subscribe, and I'll see you again in the next video. Bye bye.